What is going on, everybody? McLean's Beach World Champion coming at you. We're back with our man Law here. Another green-yellow build. This one is the radio knife build, pretty much. I'm kind of centered around, this card a little bit and Reef Stand Law. I'm off 8C Kid just because I'm not, personally, I'm just not clicking with 8C Kid. It just doesn't fit my playstyle. I still think 8C Kid's great, and probably in the mirror is definitely way better. Especially if you get that set up, you'll probably win, but against a lot of the other stuff, it's just a little too slow for me, and a lot of things can kind of deal with it, so I'm off him for now. Just on to Hody Jones and the 7C Law here, and then a couple Smoker as well, just because this card is good against a lot of stuff, and good against Blackbeard, because sort of is like our light Cavendish of activating and Dawn, but you can use a Smoker and still drop turn 3 and activate a Dawn, and potentially high roll something against Blackbeard, which is nice, but also, though, too, if you do use Smoker, make sure you use Smoker's ability last. Because if you use Smoker's ability before, Cavendish or anything, you don't get the Dawn back from Cavendish because this cancels out using anything else. So just remember that. Also, I got Hody Jones because Hody Jones is good against Blackbeard and also good against Bonney. So Hody Jones' ability, obviously most people use it to rest characters, but against Bonney, use Hody Jones to rest their Dawn, especially if you're going for a game. Because then you can avoid them resting any of your characters and get that extra attacker in. So if you use Hody Jones, just remember, especially against Bonney, you can rest their Dawn when you're going for the game. So both of these cards feel pretty nice, at least to me. Again, it's personal preference. Got a couple Rosinante in here. Also don't really need. I just have them in here because it's a good blocker. Protects green stuff rested. Got Scratchman in here. Just because early game, he's a 1 cost, so math-wise, just in case, but also 2, especially against green, and even black that run those low-cost blockers, and red too. Red has some low-cost blockers they run now as well. I just like this guy because for 1, you can drop him and rest your opponent's stuff, especially when you're going for a game. Then I have a couple, the 5C Blocker Law, because again, with me running more 1 cost, I feel like I can use him a lot more and use the ability. So I'll normally have the board pretty filled, especially if we have just a bunch of random 1 costs on there. So makes it a lot easier to use leader ability and Blocker Law's ability with the low cost stuff as well. So that's why I got that. And then a couple Restand Law. This card is just really, really good, especially setting him up for endgame or just setting up mid game too with Cavendish to get Dawn back to make more Dawn plays. I really like this guy. But yeah, besides that though, Radio Knife build, this card's just really good, having some form of removal, especially when you can knock your opponent off and their game plan is just really nice. So we'll jump into some games and see how it goes. Alright, we got Bonney, so we'll see what we can do here. We have a search, we have this stuff, but I'm going to mulligan out and see if we can get any early game combos there. So alright, more comfortable with this here. Let me grab Cavendish as well. So, and then, next turn, we could go Caramel. Set up for some stuff. So, we'll see what they do here. But, yeah, pretty much, if I can find Radio Knife to test out, that might be kind of fun. But, alright, we'll just attack them 5. See what they do. Alrighty. And then, we can hit down Caramel. And then search again here. So we're going to send one of our Hodys, one Rosinante to the bottom. So I have to remember that. But we can grab the 7C Law at least. So we got some plays we can do there. And then obviously next turn we could go Bonney, Cavendish. And then the turn after, do both of these. So see what they get going here. Obviously we have a bunch of stuff here kind of chilling. If I didn't need all this stuff, if I would take this 1, okay, we get another search, so that might be very helpful. Just for next turn. Are they dropping Rosinante as well? Alright. But yeah, next turn we go Bonney. They, do this here. So I need that for 3. Because I'll get 2 back. I could search with Bonney, with, this Bonney, so I need 2 there. And then next turn we can go Law into Restand Law and make it play with Cavendish. So I'm kind of down with that. So, alright, we'll put 1 on here. Attack them 6 on 5. I guess see what they rest, but it doesn't super matter because they just bounce stuff back to our hand. So the rest in a Luffy. Okay. I'll probably bounce this back just because. And then, yeah, we drop this down, use card action, take that. Put this here. Bounce this back. Play Cavendish. Get some more stuff back here. We can then, yeah, drop this search down. Grab. Ooh, I feel like Blocker Law might be kind of strong because we have so much stuff on the board. And then I'll drop down Bonney over Luffy here, and then we'll do this. Search for, have Cavendish. Alright, we'll grab this here. Alright, well, we'll see what they do here. Plays might be Cavendish of their own. Stuff like that. Then we can kind of go from there. Still haven't seen Radio Knife, which if I found, that'd be great, but they do have Rosinante, so they can kind of keep whatever up. But yeah, fine with this. Because again, next turn, now we can refill. And I'm going to make a pretty killer play with Cavendish to get our stuff back. So that should be pretty fun. So they're grabbing Kid, I guess, for next turn maybe. This depends on if they get anything set up here or not. But we can at least get rid of this. But if I could get the board built up for our big law, then we have an okay shot. That's some of our stuff. So, grabbing 2K as well. Alright. Guess I might put, yeah, one on here to block. Alrighty. And then they're leaving these and these. Okay. Alright, so we have this here. Drop this down. I actually might make a Bonney play. Well, no, they can't drop Kid next turn because they don't have anything to refill Dawn. So never mind, I don't need to. I think we do yeah, I think Cavendish is the best play. Or do I want to do Blocker Law? Let's see if we can find like Radio Knife maybe. Because that would allow me to replay stuff. Aggressive or defense? We'll go defense, and then we'll see how that goes. So that leaves me here. Alright. I'll attack him 6 on 5. We'll see what they do. So they rest leader. Okay. Kind of fine with that. We know they have the 2K with the Scratchman. Sure, alright, they do decide to use there. So we'll attack here 2 on 1. See what they do. Alright, and then I'll do this again here. 2 on 1. In this situation too, I could use Bonney and also attack him here. Because if I can get either of these off the board, we're in a good spot. So, alright. Do this. Play this. Use card action. Bounce this. Play. I could go... Actually, another Bonney here. How do I want to go about this, though? I don't need Bonney, though. I need this. So I can grab that there. Alright, and then I'll put these 2 on here, and we'll attack him again. Because they can't play Kid and do anything with getting Dawn back. So I just need to play around that and then try to think what they would do potentially, I guess. Because they might have the Dofi, the 10 drop. Okay, they're playing Carrot. Freezing Cavendish. Okay. So they're attacking me. We'll go no. Block this. And then I might want to hold on to this and this for like end game to be able to make like a pretty killer play. And then go from there. I could do a couple things here, I guess. Alright, let me attack him here. trying to think math-wise. If I... Okay, get rid of that. Because we could see... Because I can rest this. And then they'd have to stack that with Radio Knife. But can I... If I drop this... Leaves me with 2, I put 1 on. If I were to put Cavendish here, and then bounce this Cavendish back, get the other 2. No, it's like, just like not enough. I feel like it'd be better if I could make just a play with Capone and restand Law. And attack this a couple times here too. Alright, let's do this. And then see if they sack this or not. And then we'll determine our play from there. So we'll see what they do. So, alright, they do sack that. Okay. So I can then do... Alright, we'll deploy this here, take our top life there. Put this here. And then I'll do this, play this, restand this. We'll put 1 here. Attack them 7 on 6. Alright, and then I'll do... I think all of them here, and then just attack them. 10 on 6. See what they do there. Alright, well, they're selling out to make the play. Okay. Well, that might be... We'll see what happens. That could be the pivotal moment. But should have at least gotten through all their counter in hand. So that's kind of decent. And then if I need to, we can refill refill our life again with Law. We know they have the 8C Kid. I guess they can freeze somebody with Carrot, which they'd probably freeze here. So we'll go no. I'll block with Caramel. And then, yeah, I need to hold on to this as well, though. So, alright, they're dropping down Kid. Which I'm kind of okay with, because I might be able to just put a decent amount of Dawn on. Alright, we can, yeah, block this as well. So they're freezing Cavendish. They don't have anything to play. Alright, let's do this then. We'll go 12 on 8. Maybe they can rest somebody, but... And we'll just see what they do. So, rest and blocker Law. And then, alright, they take the hit on that. We'll put 2 here. Attack them 8 on 6. See what they do. Alright, cool. Oh, alright, they called it good. I was thinking about to make a play, depending on what they had, but yeah, there's, I guess, nothing else they got, because, yeah, them keeping Carrot up ended up being the pivotal moment. We were able to get through their wave of counters and stuff there, and then we didn't really have anything left. And then, yeah, next turn, same deal, no matter what they would have done. They would have had to drop Hody and then go for it, but we have enough counters, so. Alright, there we go. Obviously, tighten up the edges a little bit on that, but yeah, it worked out with the restand Law, and yeah, being able to just kind of make our plays there, so we'll take it. Alright, we got Blackbeard. This is the dice roll matchup, so if you win, take second from him, and you'll be chilling. We got Hody, so I'm going to keep this, because Hody Jones in this matchup is very, very strong. And then we can, yeah, play around with Bonney, since we have 2. And make that play as well. So, okay, or we get Caramel here. So, let's rip that instead, and then it goes into Cavendish. Okay, cool. So, we'll see what we draw this next turn, and then we can kind of go to some stuff there. Because I could just drop Mihawk, and we could try to high roll something as well. Or we could search, do Mihawk the following turn, because we'd probably lose the Bonney. So if I could find Hawkins, that would be kind of strong. But all right, they grab this one here. If I were taking this, okay, we got another Cavendish. And then, all right. Well, the cool thing though, when you have like any early characters on the board, is to be able to just bop them there, and then we can still pressure them like pretty good. So we'll just see what they do. All right, and then we get another 17 law, which I don't need in this matchup, but we'll attack them here. So do that, and then we can yeah, rest this here. Ooh, I do get Hawkins, so we can make that play next turn. All right, and then I'm just gonna attack them 5, and then I'll do another Bonney here. All right, so then we can do this as well. Get some searching going, and we get Radio Knife, but don't really need in this matchup too much. So let's just grab this Bonney, because I might just need to go wide at the end of the game. But this next turn will be at 6, so depending on what they do, again, we might be able to make a play around with Mihawk here and see what they do. Well, I guess if they don't use leader ability, then never mind. We're just gonna play Cavendish, because I forgot they didn't use it the last one. So all right, they drop both of those down. We got them down to 4 cards in hand. So see if they trash something here or not. Because I'll still probably drop Hawkins regardless. And okay, they decide not to. All right, that's pretty big for us there then, because then I can still do a handful of things. If only I had anything to get over here then. I was not expecting them to do that, to be honest. Because I'm like just short of being able to drop this and then go into our stuff there. So it just kind of depends, I guess. We'll drop this and see if they have finger gun or not. But alright, at the very least though, I can bounce this back. Okay, we do get Hawkins there, so that works for me. We'll attack them 6 on 5. And then I can drop Carmel again, get another card. And then next turn we can go Hody Jones and kind of fly at him. But this does, if they do have that 6 drop event, they could get rid of both of these. But again, if they KO Hawkins with anything but the black hole, they'll lose a life. So, which kind of okay with. And then we'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, if I can get Hody Jones on the board, if we can get him down to 2 next turn, that'd be very good. But we got a couple turns to try to get him down. Just next turn, I need to get him down to 1. If we get him down to 0, we'll probably pull it out. So we'll see what happens. We know they got Kuzan in hand. They don't really have too much stuff to bring back unless they brought back the Burger King over here. So we'll see. Basically, if our board if Cavendish or even Hawkins stays for next turn, we're in a great spot, especially with Hody Jones here. Because I'm assuming they're going to use leader ability for sure, now that they got cards back in their hand. If they don't, then we go 7 T-Law and then just refill. And then make a restand law play with Cavendish if Cavendish is still here. And then if they get rid of Cavendish and then don't, then we go the 7C law there. So, alright. They do use Liberation to get rid of Hawkins, so we don't get the on-KO effect. But Cavendish stays on the board, so that's good for us there. I'll go no. We can block this here. And then I guess we'll see what they do here. So they're attacking 7. Alright, I'm fine with taking this one. And then we'll mess around with our stuff there. So it all kind of depends on, yeah, if they're going to use leader ability or not right here. Alright, so they grab a stronger 2K. So we know they have that. Kuzan. Okay, then never mind. They're trashing that there. So, okay. So, they do that. How do I go about this then? Because I can drop a Hody Jones then. And we're chilling. I could just... Or I could save Hody Jones for next turn. Because I could pop this guy with Radio Knife for 4. Attack them. Get some stuff back. Redrop another Hawkins here. As Hawkins would be chilling, and then I could bounce this back to my hand as well. Or we drop Hody Jones. I try to knock him down. The only issue is I don't potentially have enough defense if they go for it. So, yeah, let's just do that there. So, Radio Knife this guy out of here. Alright. Attack him with Cavendish. 6 on 5. Do that there. And then, alright, they decided to, yeah, block that. Okay. So then I'll put these two here. Attack him 7 on 5. Alright, and then we'll drop Hawkins down again. Turn this. Bonney there. We'll just leave it there, though, because I don't want to just drop all this and attack us. But we'll see what they do here. Again, they can hit a combo with, if they do have the... whatever, the liberation. They could get rid of both of these, but again, we'd knock a life down. I do have Bonney for blocker, so that'll probably be key, because now next turn I could go attack 5, drop Bonney, and then still drop Hody down to kind of get him down a little bit here. So, we'll see what they do. But it's going to be close. I just need a little bit of defense. We got plenty of offense if they like miss anything. So we're kind of chilling there. I think I gotta keep so there are 7 here. I guess I kind of have to keep this up. So we'll have to go like 1, 2. I'll hold on to this just in case, and then 3 with that because I don't have any of our 2Ks. So unfortunately we got all of these. So they're dropping down Kuzan. Okay. Into the burger already. Alright, well, we got a good shot here of getting them down. Decent amount of Don. And then, yeah, we'll just see what they kind of get rid of. So they got another one there. Another Burger Man there. I'm assuming, again, they have the 10 drop here. And so they're trashing that. And then they're dropping Vasco shot down. Okay. So huge that we draw this 2K. So that's very nice for us there. Alright, I'm then going to drop this down. That leaves us with 7. And then we'll attack them with Cavendish. Get a couple back. See what they do here. Alright, so they're attacking there. And then I'm going to put 1 on Hawkins. Attack him here. Okay, so they decided to take that. Then I'll put 1 here. Attack him here. Alrighty. So they hit the search. We'll see what they grab. So their search there. And then we can drop down Hody Jones and attack him again here. So we got enough bodies on the board to be able to go for the game next turn. Of course, they hit the finger gun trigger. They dude, that's been happening in so many Blackbeard games. It is pretty frustrating. Not gonna lie, but they are the new yellow. They run so many like life trigger cards now, so I don't want to hear any shenanigans from these guys complaining about yellow because that happens so much now. But we'll see what happens here. Again, if they do drop the 10 drop, I guess it kind of depends on what they do. But yeah, them hitting the finger gun might be the difference in the game. So there's not much I can do there. We know they have the search, so I can block that. We'll do this here just in case they somehow don't trash a card for our on plays. So they're going at 10 on 8 there. Alright, we'll go no. I have to go this and this now then. So we can block that. And then, yeah, they're committed to this. So we'll see what they do. Alright. Well, there's not a whole lot I can do if they are... Because we know they have the search in hand. I guess we'll see if they... Alright, so they're trashing their search here. I'm assuming these have to be 2Ks, yeah? Okay, and then this is a brick there, so okay. And they're trashing that, so they have both of these. Alright. All I can hope for really is... How can we do math-wise? If I did 7, if they take it... And then go from there. So we go 7, then I have 3. I guess we go... Yeah, 7... And then 8, then 8. But we'll just see. It depends if they can block this or not. So, this is kind of the game here. If they can block out, then dang it. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. I guess I should have did 8. So, does they have this here? Right, I do have this. Wait, it's not the game yet. Never mind. My backup plan with the math, because this is only at 11. So we're chilling. Because they can't block this. Alright, never mind. We're good. Unless they get something crazy here. They have... So, alright, they trash that. I mean, if they get the liberation to get rid of this, then we're cooked. Okay. So, dropping Kuzan, draw a card. Alright, well, that works too. Never mind, I can't do anything about that. So, yeah, GG's on that. Alright, we got Smoker. I do have Caramel. We can go into Bonney and a Cavendish, so we'll keep this here. So we can kind of set stuff up. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. They chose... I feel like normally they choose first. So, alright, they grab Monet. That's fine. Let's drop this down then. Grab 7C loss. So we're sending one of our smokers to the bottom, which stinks a little bit, but it is what it is. We, yeah, now have some extra card draw here. Next turn we can go Bonney, Cavendish, and then the turn after we can go Law, and then ideally I search for something as well here. So we're gonna kind of get things set up and go from there. But, yeah, I could make... Actually, we could bring out Hawkins, though, as well. I guess we'll see with the search and see what I get, because, depending on what I can do to stop him a little bit. But we'll see what they do here. I mean, if they wanted to, they could put the one down on Sanji and then use leader ability to attach 2, so they could attack for 7. That'd probably be pretty good. But... I also would like to search if we can find a radio knife. It's very, very strong in this matchup, especially with us going first. And then, okay, they're making the play I was just talking about. But, so they'll hit us through 7 if I take this again, because we're going to try to get things going here, and then we'll make the board kind of important. So, okay, or we grab our other smoker. So there we go. That's good. So that might be a later on play. So, all right, we can drop this down, use card action, take the top life, which is Capone. Put Cavendish there, and then bounce this back, play this out, get our stuff back here. And then, yeah, I'll research one, see what we can grab. Honestly, another 17 Law. If I can go back to back, that might be pretty big as well. And then I'll search again here. Restand Law. That could be a fun play. I could make next turn as well with Cavendish. Or do we want defense with Bonney? Because I sent one of our 5C Laws to the bottom. I'm going to grab the Restand Law, because why not? It'd be fun. Alright, we'll attack him 6 on 5, and then I'm going to drop this search as well. Let's see what else we can find here. So, alright, that hits. And then, yeah, we'll drop this over Caramel here, and there's the radial knife. I was looking for that. But 2 of our Bonnies are in there out of our 3, so those are at the bottom. That's going to be kind of the hardest challenge, I feel like, of this deck, is learning that. So being able to pay attention, like simultaneous, trying to set stuff up and then pay attention to all that other stuff is going to be, yeah, really, really tough. But we'll see. Now I have an interesting dilemma for this next upcoming turn, because I could get rid of this with Radio Knife. But then that would only leave me 3, because this gets us back there. Okay, no, they throw down the Rosinante, so maybe we hold this, because this can protect, if I, rest this. So it looks like we're going 7 Sea Law next turn. And then the turn after, we'll kind of make the play and go from there. So they're attacking us here. If I'm blocking this. And then they're going there. We can block that. But, okay. So they do all this here. Throw down 7 Sea Law over this. I'll put... Do I want to make the Restand Law play? Actually, we could. So we'll do this here. So this is at 4. They left 2 up for whatever. So I'll attack them here. See what they do. And then depending on... So I'll bounce this back, restand Cavendish again. If we can get them to sack Rosinante, I could Radio Knife this out. But if we don't, then I might drop... Probably hold on. We'll probably drop our Rosinante instead. So we'll just see what they do with this stuff here, though. Because it could barely work out. So, alright, they are running this. So, buffing that up. Okay, they drop us down. So we'll do this, restand this, and then attack them again. See what they do. Okay, well, I was hoping they'd sack this, but they did not. So, alright, so I'm at down to 4. So we put both of these on here. I'll attack them 6 on 5. And then Rosinante will keep this up to in case they have anything annoying with like the gum event card and stuff like that. So, or they're dropping Hody Jones. Okay, interesting. All right, the rest in this law and then here, and then they're going down to 1 life. Well, I might be able to just win the game next turn then, depending on what they have here. Because I'm not sure, they rested this, but it leaves me with this. So they're putting 2 on a Smoker. And then dropping Law down, so this is at 8. So they're attacking Rosinante, okay. And then they're attacking me. Well, I need to keep this up, so I'm fine with that. So leaves them here, because Hody Jones, they left up Bonney, so I can still block out Hody Jones. And then depending on what they do this next turn, because I could just kind of go for the game there. So we can just do this. Alright, I mean, interesting plays out of them. We do grab our Apu here, so that's pretty big. So I can do this. We can rest this here. Can attack them 9 on 5. They have 1. Not exactly sure what they got going on, I guess. But I'll just make a play with Law and Cavendish. So dropping down Rad Beam. Alright. Well, math-wise, what do I... If I put these 3 here, so we'll attack them again. 9 on 5. So... Alright, they take that. So then I can then return this there. Keep that there. And then we attack them 6 on 5. Then I load these up and finish with a 12. So, able to bounce this stuff back, give the 2k out. And then not a whole lot they can do here. So, 12 on 5, unless these are like all 2ks. Which, yeah, they run, I know they run stuff like this. So, normally against green, against Smoker and Bonney, at the late stage of the game, you can kind of count on a decent amount of their hand being bricked. And it allows you to kind of go for the game there. But, yeah, this is... Obviously, we got a Heart of the Cards action there. So, it would have been close. If we didn't draw this, this made it a lot easier. Because, yeah, I would have attacked. That attacking, and they probably block. And then had to attack again here. So, it would have been, yeah, just... It would have been pretty close numbers-wise. But, yeah, we'll take it. Alright, we got some Blackbeard action, and we have Hody Jones off the rip, so going to keep this because he is very, very strong in this matchup. And they chose to go first, so that means we'll potentially be able to do some stuff here. So, alright, and we draw a Smoker, which is also very strong in this matchup. So we drop that down. 7C Law, not strong in this matchup. Don't need him. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes, though. A lot of the stuff depends on what they do this next turn. So, yeah, being able to get something on the board is super big because then you can just attack them there. So, alright, they're grabbing Liberation. So, I'll have to remember that. Trashing that, and then Kuzan. Okay, if I'm taking this one, and then, you know what? We'll go no. Even though I can pop that, I'd rather do this. So, alright, we can attack them here. See what they do. Alright, so they take that there. And then that way I can play this, get another card. And then, wow, this works out beautifully. We do this now, do that, throw our mans here, do this, return this, play this out, get another card back here, throw down our search. So we got all this going on. We'll grab the Bonney search for later. And then, yeah, we'll just put 2 on here. And then hit them for 7. So, alright. We know that the black hole. If they don't have finger gun this turn, we're chilling with Cavendish. So, that'll be great for us. Because if I can get him going for just 1 turn, we're in a good spot. So, they grab the 10 cost. And then, yeah, this next turn, we'll drop Smoker. Because, yeah, Smoker's very strong here. And then, alright, they're attacking Caramel. So, I'll take that. And then we'll just have to be a little wary of our board presence, though. Because I don't want to rip the too much stuff. But, yeah, we'll be able to do a combo here with both of our things here. Oh, they didn't use leader ability again. So, interesting. But I'll just drop this down. Can then attack here. Let's see what they do. So they block out of that. And then now we can do Smoker's ability. Restand another down here. Well, if, yeah, they're not using their stuff. I could go super aggressive. And we get Bonney set up. Or I could drop Hawkins. And then just regular, because I have a 2k here. That might be a decent play. And then I can kind of run at them this next turn. So they do that, and then, yeah, we can just throw Hawkins down. Because now we can put them in a weird spot, because if they have the 6 cost event, they can't get rid of both Cavendish and Smoker. So and then if they chose Hawkins, they'd lose a life. So they grab this guy, but he's only for 3 costs, so I guess they could do a combo with stuff there. No, do that, and then probably just do this here. But yeah, these next 2 turns are just Hody Jones, Hody Jones. We got both of them, so. Unless by some chance they don't use leader ability again, then I can play Law. And then we just win. But they're, yeah, loading up on cards in hand. Okay, they're attacking again there. Our 2k here. And then they have 4. So I can only imagine to be for... Okay, never mind. They're going for Smoker. Okay. Well. And then, alright, now they're using the black hole. Okay. So they do that. Well, we can drop down Hody Jones now. Attack him 6 on 5. So we can hit him here. Because they're still a couple turns away. And then we can put another one here. Attack him 6 on 5 again. Try to get a 2K out of their hand. They do not have a 2K. So that's why 6K attack can be pretty important sometimes. Is that you can get a lot of info. And yeah, we pretty much just kind of win now. Okay, they do get the finger gun out of life because, you know, it just happens all the time. But we got them down here. There's literally nothing they can do. They're a turn away. We have another Hody Jones. So, not exactly sure. I guess they're running this burger. So, for like rush. But even with that, so they're grabbing Liberation. Which, I mean, they could use now to get rid of Hawkins. Because they're at 0 life. But Hody Jones is kind of chilling here. So, alright, they're going 7 on 5. I'm fine with that. So they're going to drop this guy down. So, 7 on 5. Okay. They're going to, yeah, go into the rush burger. Alright, and then, yeah, there's, yeah, nothing doing there. Alright, so, yeah, pull it off. Obviously, them not using leader ability early definitely won us that. So, that works for us there. Because, yeah, I feel like we just need that one turn where they can't use it, and then you definitely will win. It just gets tough if they can kind of do everything, but a little bounce back there, though, too, with them still hitting the annoying finger gun in life again, but it is what it is. Alright, we got some Bonney action. I'm actually we'll go first here. We got, like, decent stuff, but I need some early game combo stuff, so we'll mulligan out. Alright. I mean, we can at least drop this turn 3 potentially. Just need, I need a search. Search cat, or like we need search Capone or Bonney here. Try to get things going. Okay, we grab a search, which is nice. These options, yeah, we're gonna have to grab this here. And then, yeah, let me attack him here. Attack him about 5, see what they do. And then I'll have to drop this, but then we're still 1 off, which is an issue. So I might just need to drop this next turn, and then I can play around something there. Alright, we get the restand law. Alrighty, so we can do that as well. But, yeah, I might just go Cavendish, Smoker. So we can go, yeah, next turn probably Cavendish, Bonney, and then the following turn Smoker. And go from there. And then try to get our search going. Find 7C law. Radio knife as well, so we can try to test that a little bit more. Could be fun. So we'll just start recycling this here, and then kind of see what they do. So they're dropping, or they're okay. Alrighty, well, interesting. They throw 1 on here, but they don't have 3 or more, so they can't really do too much there. But we can drop this down. I can put 1 here. Actually, here, let me attack them and see what they do. Soon they're going to rest this, and then we might be able to bait them into attacking next turn, and then preserve our life a little bit here. So, alright. They do that. We'll take our top life here. Oh, which is a Bonney. So then we can put that here. And then we're going to be able to, yeah, stop them a little bit here. So bounce this back, play this out, and then we'll freeze a Dawn. And, alright. So it leaves them at 5. So we'll see what they got. I mean, if they have Cavendish. Okay, or they're dropping Carrot. So misplay out of me then. So with that stuff there. I'll go no, and then we'll make a play here. I'm going to play Smoker. And then we'll freeze they don't have anything there. So I could go Smoker, restand this as well here. Alright, so we can drop this down. Take our top life there. I can throw this here. Put this here. Bounce this back. Do this. Restand this. Attack them there. Then we have another restand law on this here as well. And then, yeah, I can attack him 7. So we'll use Bonney. Attack him again here. And then I can restand Don with Smoker. We put both of these on here. I would use like a search or something, but we don't have it. And then we'll attack him 8. So that way the board is now wide. And yeah, obviously they can freeze and do stuff there, but we'll see what they do here. Because they're at 8. They can't drop Kid or anything like that. So we're kind of in an okay spot. Because I might be able to, ideally next turn, like if they don't play any other blockers, I might just take Smoker, swing at them. Or they're dropping, okay, they're dropping Hody Jones. All right, interesting. Well, we have a bunch of 2Ks here. If I can keep Capone and this restand law, so they're attacking there. Obviously, we can, yeah, block this. They're going to attack, freeze. Okay, they're freezing Smoker and leaving us Cavendish. Okay. Don't need Bonney, so we'll block that. And then that just leaves them here. So I might be able to... Oh, they decided not to attack with leader. Okay, interesting. So how do we want to go about this then? Because they don't have anything there. So I could drop Capone over this here. Alright. Drop this down here. Take top life there, which is Hody Jones. Throw that there. We get one rested back here. So we can do this. So attack him 9 on 5. They'll rest somebody. So they're resting Bonney. Alright. And then, yeah, we'll just see what they do. So, alright, they do that there. Okay. Put another 3 here then. We'll attack them at 9 on 5 again. Alright, so they take that. Then I'm going to return this. Oh no, I messed that up. I meant to return this. Okay, well, I goofed that up. So it doesn't super matter though. So we'll restand this because I would have got the 2 extra Don back. Is what I was hoping for there. So, misplay out of me, but we still pull it off. Obviously, yeah, I was going to bounce this back for the 3. Attack with... We could attack with Cavendish, gotten 2 back, and then I could use Smoker's ability to get the other 3rd back. So then we would have been able to super load this and attack him. So, dumb out of me. I was just muscle memory of bouncing this back. I don't know, even though I set it up. So, don't do that. Do what bounce this stuff back, so then you can then restand your down with Cavendish and Smoker ability. But yeah, again, being able to set stuff up super quick, super early, and be able to blast through them, because again, they do run a lot of like top end stuff. So they had Zoro in here, but they have a Kid, Hody Jones, then yeah, the Smoker, Doflamingo, sometimes Shanks. So you can, a lot of times if you're able to overpower them, it's very nice.